Daytime fans and those of the iconic All My Children were saddened to learn of the passing of the patriarch of the beloved ABC daytime drama series, when we shared the news of the death of Ray MacDonell, Drive. Joe Martin, on Monday. Since then, Michael Fireman TV has gathered together some remembrances from some of his nearest and dearest co-stars, in particular those who were part of Pine Valley's Martin family: Michael Lee Knight, ex-Ted Martin, Ricky Paul Golden, ex-Jack Martin, Katie McLean, ex-Dixie Martin, and Jill Larson, ex-Opal Gardner, along with some sentiments from Ray's longtime co-star, Julia Barr, ex-Brooke English, and Vincent Irizarry, ex-Drive. David Hayward, and Ray's former AMC executive and supervising producer, Ginger Smith. Courtesy /MacDonell family as well. Earlier today, Susan Lucci, ex-Erica Kane, who was an original cast member along with Ray, shared her remembrances via her Instagram, but said we could also share them with all of you here. MacDonell passed away at age 93. Above he is pictured with his beloved dog, Macduff. Take a moment to read what each of Ray's longtime co-stars had to say about this one-of-a-kind man below. Photo, ABC. Michael Lee Knight, Tad Martin. Ray made me giggle like a little girl for 30 years. The man made me laugh from the very first time I worked with him and kept me laughing till I got old and grey. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. There's never been someone more gracious. To be his son on the show was really magic, and in fact, I started calling my real father Pop because I called Ray Pop on All My Children instead of Dad. Some of the best stuff I did with Ray was not when Tad was a bad boy, but when Tad was talking about his children to his TV father. I remember this scene I did with Ray, when I broke into tears when Tad's son left Pine Valley. Ray and I had built that relationship over 30 years. He was very dear to me. Photo, ABC. Katie McLean, Dixie Martin. Ray was not only a terrific actor and a complete professional, but a man of integrity and honor. I had the great privilege of learning from him and Mary Fickett. They set the tone and standard. They expected the other actors to work as hard as they did, and they didn't tolerate foolishness, yet they appreciated good humor and a truthful effort. Ray could be exceedingly wry and often had Michael Knight in stitches. When we were the Martin family, we really felt like a family, with Ray as our true patriarch. He held us together with a personal strength and dignity that was unwavering. This world needs more Ray MacDonell, and I am sorry to lose this one. He was a very special man. And he will be remembered by me as a crucial part of my time at All My Children. I'm so lucky to have been his daytime daughter-in-law for so many years. Photo, ABC. Ricky Paul Golden, Jake Martin. Ray was always such a class act. He taught me the meaning of patience on set. He was one of the most selfless and kind actors I ever had the pleasure of working with. Those things don't always go hand in hand, but in Ray's case, they did. I'll miss you, Dad. Photo, ABC. Jill Larson, Opal Gardner. Ray was one of those quiet types that had much richness and wisdom to share. I always enjoyed my opportunities to sit down with him and talk. He was, of course, one of the backbones of the show and always turned in a unique, authentic, sincere performance. We were so lucky to have had him for as long as we did. Photo, JPI. Vincent Irizarry, David Hayward. I could truly feel my heart sink yesterday afternoon when I heard the news of dear Ray's passing. Not only was I so fortunate to work with him on my very first day on All My Children, along with Lee Merriweather, when they couldn't have been more gracious and lovely, But then I also had the great privilege to work alongside him throughout my 14 years on AMC. Yes, our characters were in conflict with each other for most of those storylines, with Ray, of course, playing the upstanding and highly regarded Pine Valley citizen/chief of staff/family patriarch, Dr. Joe Martin, which he couldn't have been more perfectly cast to play throughout the entire run of the show, since all those same greats he mirrored just as perfectly in life as our upstanding, highly regarded, AMC patriarch and co-worker. Many may not be aware of the delicious fact that he also had a wicked, yet subtle, sense of humor, one he would take great, though quiet pleasure, in zinging others with when they would least expect it, just as he did with me right before a scene we were about to shoot, the two of us being directed to stand right beside each other at the scenes on set. Admittedly, I'm embarrassed to say, it was during a period when I began to gain a little more weight than I should have during my run on the show. Yes, shame. 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 Just as the stage manager was about to count down to begin the scene for the cast and crew, Ray, with arms crossed, first looking ahead in preparation for our CUE to begin the scene, casually turned to look at me with his understated, yet somewhat devious smile, which I, in turn of course, curiously returned, before he shifted his sights downward to my stomach, gently reaching over and tapping it several measured times, before simply saying, "Playing the villain has been good to you." At that very moment the stage manager began her count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, the scene began for everyone, but not for me, because, as much as I tried, desperately so, to hold it all in, I just lost it. Cracking up uncontrollably, I turned to him and said, "I can't believe you just did that at that very moment. Bravo, and F you." Even he couldn't help but laugh a little harder with me in that moment, knowing he got me good. Honestly, I still can't help but laugh, or at least smile, even today, every time I think of that wonderful exchange between us. Believe me, the three things that ultimately occurred for me, all beginning with that encounter are, 1. Obviously, it took me a little longer to gain my composure in order to tape that scene at hand, which, of course, we ultimately did. 2. It appropriately inspired me, along with another, even more embarrassing encounter on the show between me and the wardrobe department. Just before shooting a love scene, to lose 20 pounds in the following 2 months. 3. It gave me a permanent reminder, no less even to this day, of how much I appreciate the man I was blessed to work with, and how wonderful it was to experience the many other truly precious moments like that which I'll remember till my own days are done whenever I'm reminded of him. Moments like these are such stuff that make up the uniqueness of our own lives via the encounters with others and their own uniqueness in nature and experience, which I personally hold so dear, so dear. Just like our one-time, and forever remembered, Mr. Ray MacDonell. R.I.P., dear Ray. #forever grateful. Photo, ABC Julia Barr, Brook English. He was such a mensch. I loved working with him. He was a kind man with a twinkle in his eye. Photo, Film Magic. Susan Lucci, Erica Kane, took to her Instagram account earlier on Tuesday and shared the following on Ray's passing. Wonderful Ray MacDonell. Yesterday afternoon, my lovely friend Jill Larson, AMC's fabulous opal, called to share the very sad news that beloved Ray had passed away. He was truly our AMC patriarch, and filled our studio with warmth and professionalism, and his delicious sense of humor. There were times during scenes that I couldn't dare make eye contact with him, just a look from his eyes with that ever-present gleam, would dissolve us into peals of laughter. Thank you so much, Ray, for gracing our show on screen and off, with your great presence. My heartfelt sympathy to beautiful Pat and your family. R.I.P., Ray. Photo, ABC, Ginger Smith, executive producer, Prospect Park Reboot, and supervising producer, ABC. God, there was no one like Ray, smart, funny, creative, and kind. I still remember the day he said he would work with me on the Prospect Park reboot, one of my best days. All of us who worked with him really were blessed. So, what did you think about the sentiments shared by Joe's former co-stars? What do you remember most about Ray as Pine Valley's Drive? Joe Martin? Comment below. Ad block test, why?